Hey guys, in this tutorial we'll be learning about how to create a wave/water effect using the noise modifier in 3ds Max. To start off, we'll be drawing a plane located in the Create tab under the Geometry panel, Plane. So drawing the plane on the viewport, turn off the viewport grid using the G command on your keyboard. And then going back into the plane, make sure you have your edge faces turned on, located in the default shading. So by right click on default shading, you have edge faces. So click on that and your grid will pop up. For this example, I'll just be setting the length and width to a full number and changing length and width segments to a number that allows us to deform the plane easier, and it creates a more detailed mesh. So once that's done, we can add the noise modifier in the Modify tab. So with the noise modifier tab, we're able to change the height and the wave effect of the plane, creating that wave effect that we're wanting. So in this case, I've set something to around something like this. Or additionally, you're able to click on fractal, as that gives a more profounded shape to the waves you may want. In that case, I'll just set it as fractal, but then heading back to the Z strength and toning it down a bit. So I'm happy with around 20 meters, and there's pretty much your wave effect in 3ds Max. However, we all know that water is not stationary, there's some sort of movement to it. So in this case, down in the parameters there's an animation box, and you click on animation noise. That way we're able to see a bit of movement to the wave as we are scrolling across the timeline. In this case, I think 0.25 is a bit too fast. I can tone it down and change it to perhaps 0.1. Now we're seeing a much more slower animation to the wave that we're going through as we're scrolling through the timeline. So heading back. So now to make the wave flow a certain direction, we can go by adding an auto key, clicking on scrolling to the timeline to 100, click on auto key, and then in your modifier under noise there's a triangle, click on that and click on gizmo. That way we're seeing the wave flowing to the direction we are going, where we want. So in this case, I'll just go up to here, click on the set key, and then now untick the auto key, and then we'll scroll the timeline back to 0. Now when we click on play, we're able to see the flow of the wave. If you think this is too fast, there's two options in changing the speed of the wave. One is through frequency, so in this case I'd change it by a bit more to 0.05. We're seeing a slightly slower wave flowing into the direction. Additionally, you're able to change the time configuration, and we'll set it as an example for 300. And then in here, we'll move it to the 300 frame, and we'll start all over again. So by clicking the play animation, we're seeing a much more slower flow to the wave effect. yeah, so additionally, from now that you've created your wave effect, you're able to render the water. And yeah, thank you. That's the end of this tutorial. Hope you've learned something. Thank you.